So this happened just a few hours ago. Take a look at this. Jammu is a city in India. Is that, or a place in India? Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jammu and Kashmir, both? Okay. It's a state? Oh, I didn't know that. So these are all drones that are being shot down? There's no audio for this either. Oh, wow. Look at them all. Jammu raid under attack by Pakistani drones. Wow. Somebody said they're doing something now?
Is on Pakistan. The first provocation came from
here we
their
go.
side. India gave a measured, focused, and non-escalatory response, targeting only terrorist strikes in Operation Sindoor, not Pakistani military installations, not Pakistani civilian facilities, only terrorist training camps, the big ones being Bahawalpur and Muridke, the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed.
So this shit's all real.
Pakistan in no mood to de-escalate, it seems, as these images show you. Copy-pasting the Hamas playbook using cheap projectiles to target civilian facilities.
Why do you think
These
there's
are
not more live
images
coverage of the
that
footage
remind
of
you
the
of what
conflict?
happened in Israel, or what has been happening in Israel
There
over
could
the
be.
past
It's just
20
getting
months,
drowned out by fake stuff.
with missiles and strikes coming from Hamas.
It's like literally predicted
All
by
of these have been
1984.
taken down. India has
Wow, look at that.
deployed the S-400 missile defense system. It is something that India bought in 2018 from the Russians, and this is the first time that it has been used in a combat
So they're using
operation.
a Russian defense system. And these are all drones that are coming in and attacking India?
We've seen drills in the past 2 days, mock drills, blackout drills, and efforts to prepare the civilian population to respond to situations like these.
Wow.
And there's a blackout in place to ensure that the enemy cannot specifically target some areas.
Huh. So they don't even, they turn the power off
The
themselves.
pictures from Jammu, the airport was one of the intended
Holy
targets, the
shit.
civilian airport. All those attacks have been foiled. That is
Look at
what
this.
security forces are telling us.
Is this Pakistan attacking India? Yes, it is.
We've also seen firing along
terrifying, yeah.
the line of control, especially in Poonch and Kupwara. India has seen multiple civilian casualties in Pakistani shelling and firing that has been going on for the past few days. Although India has taken care to avoid civilian casualties on the other side. Images from Bikaner, another border district in Rajasthan. Emergency meetings have been on in all these states, with chief ministers and security officials taking stock of the situation and ensuring that all measures are in place to avoid untoward incidents.
So they have it blacked out so they can't figure out
Better
where
to
to
err
attack.
on the side of caution
That's what
in
she's
situations
saying.
like these, and Indian authorities are on the job.
How long do you think it'll last?
We are bringing
I
you
have
the
no
latest
idea.
of the Pakistani attack on multiple locations in India. No damage has been reported, no damage to life or property as of now, but
Wow.
debris of the Pakistani projectiles is being collected and those areas are being sealed off. This is Amritsar in
So it's all
Punjab,
for
home
nothing?
to the Golden Temple. In fact, in the many strikes that we've seen from the Pakistani side, a Gurudwara was also one of the intended targets
Okay.
that the Indian agencies successfully
India's
managed
attacking back.
to foil.
Well, we'll see if that's happening. Stop spamming that. You've typed it like 5 times. You can't trust anything? You're right.
These are images from Udhampur in Jammu, I'm told. And Jammu was one of the first cities that saw this attack from the Pakistani side.
That was the one that we were looking at earlier.
More than 8 missiles from Pakistan have been brought down in Jammu by Indian agencies
So
and
it's not
people
just
being asked to
drones,
take
it's
shelter,
missiles too.
not venture out of their homes. The blackout very much in place.
Airports across the country asked to enhance security measures. Indian Army debunks any reports of a suicide attack. Well, that's good.
The Indian government also trying to fight fake news on social media because that is a real concern.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing earlier.
In fact, the government has issued orders, executive orders to social media platform X to block more than 8,000 accounts in India, subject to potential penalties, including significant fines and imprisonment of the company's local employees. So this is a very, very strict and stern order to X.
Good.
The platform's global government affairs team has issued a statement. They are going to comply for now, we understand.
I mean, I appreciate that.
This is Barmer in Rajasthan, again, a blackout in place, a border village.
I don't want to see them banned. I just want to see there be like a note, this is bullshit.
Like we said, a lot of social
Like, I'd
media
love to
accounts
see
peddling
that.
fake news.
That would help out a lot.
Official agencies of the government of India have been at it trying to debunk fake news.
I assume all Pakistan channels are terrorists.
A lot of clarifications as well on stories doing the rounds, stories being shared widely on social media platforms that are not correct. Old videos, old pictures that have nothing to do with India or Kashmir being shown as latest images.
I think that if you are found to be posting something like this, I think they should ban your monetization.
That we urge all our viewers to
because I think the reason why this misinformation is so popular,
on trusted sources of information.
The reason why it's so popular is because people are making money off of it. Take away the incentive and you stop the behavior.
We can tell you that blackouts are still in place in multiple areas in India and Western Rajasthan.
Mr. Free Speech? I've never been Mr. Free Speech. You're making something up. You're creating a straw man.
Amritsar, Chandigarh,
you're getting permabanned.
And of course, Jammu and Srinagar.
By the way, his name?
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has
spoken
to the Director General of the BSF, the Border Security Force, which guards the border with Pakistan.
Okay.
And he's also in touch with the chiefs of other border guarding forces to take stock of the situation along the international borders. Airport security has been stepped up. 24 airports in northern and western India temporarily shut.
India temporarily shuts down 24 airports. Holy fuck, man. Look at all this.
It's an evolving situation. We are keeping track of Pakistani action on multiple locations in India, and also what India is doing in terms of retaliation. Strikes reported in Lahore, Islamabad.
It has to be fake. They take the lights off the drones, right?
And Rawalpindi.
I don't know. I mean, my understanding is that like Pakistan isn't as well funded.
Very closely for you here on First Post.
So they might not have the same type of technology.
And verified information. Do stay with us and stay safe.
Yeah, I don't know. Jesus. Dude, the U.S. funds Pakistan? I don't know. I mean, probably if there's a terrorist organization in the world, I just assume that we're funding them.
The escalation between India and Pakistan, and we are bringing you the latest updates. Before I tell you what is happening, I must say this. On First Post, we are not chasing speed, we are chasing accuracy, and we are only bringing you information that has been confirmed by multiple official sources. This is what has been happening over the past few minutes.
Look at the chat.
Pakistan began air attacks on Jammu. It happened around 9 p.m. India time. After that, the attacks were expanded to other north and western
cities. Holy shit.
What you're seeing on your screen are images from Jammu. You can see red flares in the sky. Soon it spread to other parts, Akhnur and Udhampur in Jammu and Kashmir and Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. Pakistani drones were seen over Punjab and Rajasthan. Attempts were made to strike military targets in Jammu, Pathankot and Udhampur. Also, the civilian airport in Jammu was reportedly one of the targets. India's air defense systems kicked in. Sources say the S-400 and Akash missiles were used to shoot down these projectiles that came from the Pakistani side.
God damn.
At least 8 missiles were fired from across the border on Jammu itself.
Is that wild that you're watching a war live?
In response, India has apparently hit back at Lahore and Islamabad.
So India is already attacking them too.
Very significant. These are the initial reports that we've got, but we are waiting for an official word on this because
holy shit,
it would mark a direct attack on Pakistan's capital.
Attacking a civilian airport?
Back in New Delhi, political huddles are underway. The Prime Minister is being briefed by the National Security Advisor. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is also in contact with the defense chiefs. And we are seeing the impact elsewhere. The IPL match in Dharamshala has been suspended. All the players were rushed out and over 20,000 people were
escalation by Pakistan now once again and will be responded to and is being responded to appropriately.
Remember, India's operation was focused on terrorists, but Pakistan is targeting civilians and military sites. They're expanding the scope of this conflict and they're quite open about it. Today, Pakistan's defense minister gave an interview. He vowed to hit Indian military installations.
We will not hit the civilian population, not at all. We'll refrain from that.
I thought they already did.
We'll definitely hit their military installations. Military installation, their bases, their forward positions on all the 3 control line, working boundary and international boundary.
Military installations and forward positions will be hit by Pakistan is what their defense minister just said. You heard him speak. And yet we showed you visuals from Jammu just a short while back where Pakistan targeted civilian installations. They targeted Jammu city and surrounding areas and they targeted the civilian airport in Jammu. This is the situation in Jammu as we speak, coming under attack from Pakistani projectiles, all of which have been shot down.
I mean, it doesn't look like a military installation to me.
A blackout, as you can see, is in place. S-400 defense systems are in action, foiling the attack from Pakistan.
Search for Poonch. It's a civilian place that got attacked. Yeah, I know.
And that's not all. 16 civilians have been killed along the line of control.
You want content?
Their houses were riddled with Pakistani bullets.
You mean context?
Yet the defense minister claims that civilian population will not be targeted. The images on your screen are proof of the lies that Pakistan is peddling. I hope the world is taking note of all of this. It is not India that is expanding and escalating this conflict.
This is my first opinion on this, is that there's a good chance that there could be a paramilitary terrorist organization that is in Pakistan that's taking advantage of this conflict, that's attacking civilians at the same time. That could make it look like it's the Pakistani military. And this is, again, just me being a skeptical person. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but it's important to keep an open mind. You see what I'm saying? It's highly possible. Because, like, if I was them, wouldn't that be what you would do? If you were a terrorist organization? Well, yeah, I would do that. For sure. Because that way you can escalate the war.
Back to the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. A short while back, Pakistan began airstrikes on the region. Swarms of drones and missiles were seen over the skies. Air raid sirens were ringing in different areas. First, Pakistan targeted locations in Jammu. Then the attack shifted to Srinagar. In response, India activated its air defense system. Sources say all the drones were shot down using India's air defense guns.
We'll see if there's any more on here, too. Yeah, we haven't even had a chance to talk about the Pope yet. Holy shit. Yeah, bro, nobody's even... This is crazy. Nobody's even talking about this. How is nobody talking about this? This is crazy.
India is on its toes. The way the situation is evolving, the Indian military is keeping its guard up. Pakistan is threatening retaliatory strikes. The armed forces are preparing for it. They're not taking any chances across land, air and sea. The defenses are up.
The Pope, yes, yeah,
multi-layered air defense systems have been activated. Combat air patrols are underway. Frontline fighter jets are airborne. And several Indian warships have been deployed.
What the fuck?
They have been moved to the Arabian Sea. Infantry units along the border are stocked and fully mobilized. Even India's nuclear command is on high alert. This is the Strategic Forces Command. It is maintaining a high state of readiness, not to provoke further escalation, but as a precaution. After the Balakot operation in 2019, India's armed forces strengthened their defenses.
Oh boy.
They inducted new weapon systems.
This is
and some
escalating
of
really
them
fast.
Have been in action today.
Yeah, I bet
like the
it is.
Russian-made S-400 missile systems. This is a versatile defense system. It can
Give me 1
track
second,
and
I need to use the
destroy
bathroom.
bombers, fighters, drones, and ballistic missiles.
This is it?
Even those which are
I don't
as
know
far
about
away
that.
as 400 kilometers. The S-400 was fully integrated into India's air command and control grid. This grid is automated. It is designed to defend the Indian skies. It has a wide range of weapon systems, including the S-400, and the Indian command and control grid is ready to respond. That's the military preparedness. The government, meanwhile, is covering all the bases. Prime Minister Modi chaired a special meeting today. He met with secretaries from various union ministries. The Prime Minister reviewed national preparedness. He went through detailed plans to ensure that all essential systems are up and running, especially those for emergency response and communication. In fact, special measures have been put in place. Multiple airports have been shut as a precaution. Over 24 airports have suspended commercial operations in India. Most of them are in northern India. They are close to key Air Force bases. Over 400 flights have been cancelled so far. That's around 3% of India's daily flight traffic. Airspace restrictions are in place. So if you are planning to travel, do check your flight status and brace for delays, cancellations, and rescheduled flights. Yesterday, mock drills were carried out across India in 244 districts, which were deemed to be high risk. It was the largest such exercise since the 1971 war. It involved air raid sirens, blackouts, rehearsals, evacuation drills, and public training sessions. This mock drill was designed for precisely such a moment. Pakistan has raised the threat levels. There is every chance of an escalation. Today, S. Jaishankar warned Pakistan. He is India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar. He said that there will be a firm response if Pakistan attempted another attack.
Our response
Well, I feel like David-
was targeted and measured. It is not our intention to escalate the situation. However, if there are military attacks on us, there should be no doubt that it will be met with a very, very firm response.
Defense Minister Rajnath Singh echoed those words. He met leaders from various political parties today. He briefed them about Operation Sindoor. He said the operation is not over yet and that India does not want an escalation. Reports say that he also shared a casualty count. Around 100 terrorists in Pakistan could have been neutralized
Wow.
by India's precision strikes yesterday, 100.
Great.
That number is not confirmed, though. The defense minister also added that the situation is
How many
sensitive.
civilians?
Later in the day, he gave another public statement.
ने हमेशा एक रिस्पांसिबल नेशन होने का रोल बड़े संयम से निभाया है सदैव
We
निभाया
act as a responsible nation, showing
हम
great
लगातार इस
patience.
बात
We
के
support
पक्षधर
resolving
हैं,
disputes
समस्याओं
through
का समाधान
dialogue.
बातचीत के जरिए से हो परंतु इसका अर्थ यह नहीं है कि हमारी सहनशीलता का कोई नाजायज फायदा उठाए
You just believe what the government says in
यदि कहीं
regard to
कोई-
civilian versus
यदि
terrorist
कहीं कोई
death?
हमारे इस संयम का फायदा उठाने की
Why
कोशिश
would you even
करता
say
है,
that?
तो उसे कल की तरह ही क्वालिटी कार्रवाई का सामना
I
करने के लिए भी
proactively
पूरी
said
तरह से
that-
तैयार रहना
Why
होगा
aren't they announcing the civilian deaths?
So India is not backing down. There is a clear message from New Delhi to Islamabad. It has struck twice. Now Indian forces are ready to strike again. If Pakistan chooses the path of escalation, India's answer will be swift and strong.
There literally aren't any. If they killed them with no civilian deaths, they would have said that. I think the implication. This is just me again. Look. This is the way I approach everything. I assume something is a lie, and I work backwards to prove that it is true. That's the way I think. If you're showing only the kills of the terrorists, and you're not reporting the civilian deaths, I think there's a reason for that. Oh, there's this guy. Dishonest Abe. Pakistan loses, bro.
It's been 36 hours
put him
since
in the
India struck
crosshairs?
Pakistan and their losses are mounting. India has demolished 9 major terror hubs. Pakistani leaders have done the rest. By going on international news channels and completely
He
exposing
does.
themselves.
He looks like that.
The images and sound bites tell the story. Let's start with the major terrorist facilities, Muridke and Bahawalpur. Muridke is called the nursery of terrorism, and for good reason. It is located just 40 kilometers from Lahore. Muridke is home to the Lashkar-e-Toiba. In fact, it houses the Lashkar's beating heart, the Markaz-e-Toiba, a 200-acre fortress of fanaticism. Let that sink in. 200 acres.
Is that it now?
For a terror complex. It makes it one of the largest terror complexes in the world.
Not
Hundreds
anymore.
of people are recruited and radicalized here. They are trained to kill, destroy, and die. Let me pull a satellite image for you. This is the Lashkar complex in Muridke, a fully functional complex with schools, hospitals, and living
That was bombed yesterday?
quarters.
Yeah.
Ajmal Kasab was trained here. Osama bin Laden gave money to build a mosque here.
That's the OG
It is
Terry.
clearly a hub for terrorists.
That's the OG, man.
And this is where
there
India
he is.
struck on Wednesday night. Satellite images show extensive damage, especially to this complex.
Two
know that guy?
missiles were fired
Yeah.
by India in the premises we are standing, and the other two attacks were carried out after a brief gap.
He looks so
And,
happy.
The whole 4 attacks
Yeah,
were
he
carried out
did.
in less than 10 minutes. So 4 buildings have been demolished. One is the admin block just behind you, and the mosque behind me, and additionally 2 residences.
So you've seen the demolished structure. Now let's take you to Bahawalpur, another major terror hub. This is home to the Jaish-e-Mohammed and its founder Masood Azhar. The main target was this structure, the Markaz Jamia Masjid Subhanallah
What does it look like now?
complex. This is the main headquarters of the Jaish. The complex included the residence of Masood Azhar, the mastermind of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack of 2008.
Oh, wow.
The Markaz also had training facilities where youth were indoctrinated and radicalized. You can see the sprawling facility on your screens.
This looks
and
different.
this is what it looks like after India strikes.
Okay.
There is extensive damage,
You can see the
especially
hole.
to the Markaz.
Yeah. Yep.
ये धमाके हुए थे उसके बाद जो हमारे पास एमरजेंसीज लाई गई
The explosions, which occurred at 2:30, had led to a total of 37 emergency cases being brought to us. This is a doctor from there. Among them, there were explosive-related injuries and chest trauma. Yeah, I would assume that.
14 people close to Masood Azhar were killed in the strike. 10
Holy
family
shit.
members and 4 aides neutralized by India.
10 family members.
One of them was Abdul Rauf
This
Azhar.
is the guy.
He is the brother of Masood Azhar. Rauf was the operational head of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. He was behind
Yeah,
the
he killed that
IC
American
814
journalist.
hijacking in 1999.
Yep.
He also kidnapped and killed Daniel Pearl, the American journalist from Wall Street
So
Journal.
this guy's like a career
In
terrorist.
killing Rauf, India has done the Americans a favor.
And we finally
I want to
got him?
underline this. Through Operation Sindoor, India has
Damn.
avenged an American journalist too.
That's a rip bozo.
But I would say don't wait for a thank you
Gotcha,
note.
bitch.
Coming back to Muridke and Bahawalpur, these were not random targets. Together, they represented the twin pillars of Pakistan's terror machine. Ideological radicalization in Muridke and operational planning in Bahawalpur.
I mean, if they actually killed him
India
and he was
struck
there,
both of
I
them
gotta
in
believe
one
India
night.
on this one. Why the fuck
it
do
was
you
quite
have
a
like a
setback to
terrorist
Pakistan's terror
MVP in your area?
If this double whammy was not enough, there was more trouble yesterday. In Rawalpindi, a drone hit the city's cricket stadium. This was just
Yeah,
before
how did he
Pakistan
get here?
Super League match. Pakistan Super League match, which included foreign players.
Smart move
now
by
the
India.
organizers
Yeah,
are
it
shifting
is.
the remaining matches to Karachi. Reports say some players from England are looking to leave the country. This will be another blow to Pakistani cricket, which is already down in the dumps. Meanwhile, airports in Lahore, Karachi and Sialkot remain shut.
Bro,
no
she just
flights are
talking
taking
shit.
off from there, and that means more losses for Pakistan's dilapidated airline industry.
Jesus.
In the restive province of Balochistan, there have been twin attacks. 14 Pakistan Army soldiers were killed yesterday.
God
the Baloch
damn.
Liberation Army has claimed responsibility. So long story short, the generals in Rawalpindi are suffering one setback after another. And the so-called leaders in Islamabad are adding to their misery. Look at their defense
Wow.
minister, Khwaja Asif. Yesterday, he went on CNN, the American channel, and he claimed that Pakistan had downed 5 Indian jets.
Yeah, that's what I heard
The
yesterday.
anchor asked him for evidence. Do you know what Asif said? He said it's all over social media. That's their source of information, social media. Next time, maybe he'll be quoting his family WhatsApp group. And this is Pakistan's defense minister. Unfortunately for them, there are more such specimens. like Information Minister Ataullah Tarar. He is denying the existence of terror camps altogether. He says India attacked...
What is this?
Pakistan has never struck first, but we have the right to self-defense.
Oh, this is the guy from yesterday.
Civilians have been targeted, and I have, pictures and images of women and children who are badly injured in hospital. So civilian localities,
dishonest
and
Dave.
the mosque which has been attacked.
The fact is, India did not attack Pakistan. India struck terror camps in Pakistan, and it demolished the factory floor of global terrorism.
Well, if they didn't attack terror groups, then why did the bombs kill a terrorist? Like, and this is like a Steph Curry level terrorist too. Like, this guy's been in the game for years. I mean, yeah, like, how is it? How did this happen? How Pakistan get nukes? I don't know. What is this, like a kill cam montage? Oh, God.
By now, the world knows about India's Operation Sindoor. A bold message was sent to Pakistan. Terrorism will not be tolerated. Multiple terror sites were hit. Some of them were deep inside Pakistan. So what made these strikes so precise and so devastating? Let me break it down for you. 9 terror sites were targeted by India, 5 in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or POK, and the others were in Pakistan's Punjab. But the 2 main strikes were on Murid K and Bahawalpur.
I have to admit, you give too much effort to the videos, yeah.
In Murid K, the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Toiba was hit. In Bahawalpur, the headquarters of Jaish-e-Mohammed was taken out. So what did India use to carry out this operation?
So there's multiple...
First, let's talk about the Air Force.
There's multiple Terry MVPs here?
They were at the heart of this mission. Frontline fighter jets
How is
like
it
the
that you're
Rafale
bombing
took
civilian
part this
places,
time.
but
They
all the
took off
Terry
from
MVPs
airbases
are
in
there?
Central and Northern India. They maneuvered themselves into what is called
an
optimal firing position. Then they launched long-range missiles.
They got 2 OGs?
Mainly the Scalp.
No, apparently it was 3.
Let me tell you about this missile. The Scalp can penetrate hardened bunkers and command posts. And this missile is stealthy. That explains how the Scalp flew undetected into Pakistan. It has a range of up to 400 kilometers.
Damn.
The Rafales fired these missiles while staying in the Indian airspace. And all of this happened at 1 o'clock in the night.
Yeah, it's usually when they do the bombs.
In Bahawalpur in 12 minutes. The Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters were hollowed out.
How many freedom units is that?
I've shown you the damage.
300 miles or something like that. I don't know. Nobody knows. 180. Yeah, I don't remember. So this is the Terry headquarters. Missile penetrates structure before exploding. Damn.
These images show what the Scalp has achieved, what it's capable of. Now let's look at some of the other weapons that were used, like the hammer. And I'm not talking about the household tool. This one is an acronym. HAMMER stands for Highly Agile Modular Munition Extended Range. HAMMER.
Bro, this is so
Think
good.
of it as a smart bomb, a bomb with a brain. Once it is launched, it can alter its path to reach the target. It is almost impossible to intercept.
Oh my
It
God.
has a range of up to 70 kilometers. And this bomb, too, was launched by Rafale jets, again from well within the Indian airspace. And it destroyed terror sites closer to India's border. So the Scalp missile and the Hammer bomb were the weapons of choice for the Air Force.
Yeah.
What about the Indian Army? They too were part of the Operation Sindoor. They struck the terror targets in POK, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. With what? Suicide drones, particularly the Sky Striker. This is a loitering munition. It has a range of up to 100 kilometers. It can stay airborne for nearly 2 hours before crashing into the target.
Damn.
And it is quite hard to detect. But do you know the best part
It's like
of
an
the
Amazon
Sky Striker?
package.
This lethal drone is made in India by a weapons firm based in Bengaluru. This is Indian innovation at its finest. Homegrown, precise, and deadly. The weapons
So they
we
didn't
just
even
told
know
you
about this one.
were a sample of the types of ammunition used. These were the tip of the sword. In the background was a silent force, electronic warfare units, Indian systems that jammed enemy radars, blinded Pakistan's tracking stations, and disrupted communication grids. The entire operation was a well-coordinated effort. The Indian armed forces worked together to achieve their objectives. But let's be clear, Operation Sindoor was not about weapons. It was about intent.
It really...
India targeted terrorist camps, not civilian areas. Not Pakistani military
Well, yeah,
installations.
that's why they killed terrorists.
The mission was over in 25 minutes flat. The kind of weapons used were meant for targeted destruction. This was not an act of war. This was a mission to build deterrence with precision. It was retaliation with restraint. And it was a declaration that India's red lines are real. India's strikes were tactical, but their impact is strategic.
So, how are they saying that these are civilian places if they keep killing terrorists?
Today, the Sensex fell over
how does this happen?
This is a drop of 0.5%. The Sensex is an index.
I mean, I don't know, man.
The Nifty also ended lower, down.
She's lying? You think the guy didn't die? He's actually alive the whole time? I don't know.
Strong, but they lost steam as the day wore on. By afternoon, there was a fair
Because terrorists hide and live in civilian spaces? Well, yeah, they do. That way it makes it look worse if you attack them. So basically what they do is, this is what it seems like they're doing at least, is that they're trying to hide in civilian spaces, use people as effective human shields, go out and target other civilians, and you can't go and attack them because then there's collateral damage. That's what it seems like's happening. It does. That's what it seemed like. I'm looking at this because it's like at the beginning, I didn't really trust the India, like, yeah, sure, right? Yo, we're only attacking terrorist organizations. But how is it that you just randomly blew up 3 OG Terrys? How did this happen? Well, probably because it wasn't a civilian fucking area.
Today, trading had to be paused in Karachi.
That's what I fucking bet. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just use a little bit of logic here, and there it is. Yeah, what a coincidence.
Clearly a casualty of Operation Sindoor. India's strike is bleeding Pakistani stocks. Another index, the KSE 100, also crashed today. It fell by over 7,300 points. This is a drop of almost 7%. Since the Pahalgam attack, the KSE 100 has fallen by 13%.
Jesus.
And the KSE 30 is down by nearly 14%. Pakistani traders are waiting for tomorrow. That's when the IMF board is meeting. They will decide on Pakistan's bailout extension. Will they get more money? That decision comes tomorrow. So the markets are quite nervous. They're under immense pressure. Guess who's making the most of it? Pakistan's iron brother, China. Chinese defense companies are rallying. Some of them surged by double digits. And who are these winners? Avic Chengdu is one of them. Avic makes China's JF-17 and J-10C jets. Yesterday, its stock soared by 17%. Today, it rose by close to 20%. So taken together, that's a 36%
People can't accept that. It'll expose their double standard with Israel.
Avic has gained 53%.
I don't know.
Pakistan operates both of these jets, the JF-17 and the J-10C. And China supplies nearly 82% of Pakistan's arms. So while India and Pakistan face off, Beijing's defense sector
So this seems like a really good, like, China's probably, this is great for China.
If there's a full-blown war, Pakistan would need more weapons.
Why are they standing there?
And it has just one supply to turn to, which is China. So if Pakistan loses any equipment in conflict, Beijing will replenish it, possibly quickly enough to keep the fight going. And this has nothing to do with product quality or innovation. This is purely about geopolitics. Investors are chasing the momentum. It may not last. This is at best a speculative spike.
If India threatens Pakistan's existence, we will make sure no other country survives.
So how long would it hold? That depends on how the border situation evolves. India and Pakistan stand
this guy
on the
seems
brink
like an
of war.
asshole.
Investors are not waiting for escalation. They're already pricing it in.
What do you mean?
And defense stocks are where that bet
appears
is
to be accurate, yeah.
Let's once again take you to the situation in Jammu
He
as
said
it
if
develops.
our existence is under threat,
There have
then
been
nobody
strikes
will
from
exist.
the Pakistani side.
What the
Defense
fuck?
sources saying that we are aware of an attempt and we are fully prepared to thwart what is coming from the other side. We've seen missiles, 8 missiles launched from Pakistan targeting Jammu Civil Airport, Samba, Arispura, Arnia, Aknoor, Srinagar, Jaisalmer and nearby areas.
Putin said the same thing about Russia?
All of these projectiles were
Yeah, he did.
successfully intercepted by the S-400 air defense system. Multiple locations came under attack, Hoshiarpur, Pathankot. In Baramulla too, locals heard 2 explosions. In Kathua, Samba and Aknoor, which is also in Jammu. And drones fired at Jaisalmer too. 8 missiles have been shot down by India in Jammu.
Okay.
And the target was, among the targets was the Jammu airport, of course a civilian airport. The drones were successfully neutralized mid-air.
So these videos are the ones that are accurate.
Of advanced technologies. No damage, no casualties have been reported so far. An assessment of the situation is still on. Like I said, this is a developing situation. 8 projectiles, mostly surface-to-surface missiles, have been shot down by India's air defense mechanisms. This is the update that we have for you from Jammu. Pakistan striking
so nobody even got killed
yet again in India.
It was all for nothing. Wow. Yeah. What a waste of money. Yeah, for what? Took them down at 100% rate? Yeah. 16 killed on the borderline? Well, no, I'm saying about this area. God damn.
Jammu and parts of Rajasthan, as you can see. The emergency response system is on. Civilian airports in a lot of these places have not been operational
Islamabad
as a precaution.
targets Jammu airport? So they're trying to bomb a civilian
and air
airport?
raid sirens being heard across Jammu and parts of Srinagar as well.
That's
We're waiting for more updates to come in. These are pictures that we have from Jaisalmer in Rajasthan.
Funniest thing is probably all our tax money. It's actually China's tax money. Yeah, China has to pay for this one.
From the looks of it,
this isn't as much of our problem.
To escalate.
And our money. Oh, yeah, a little bit, right.
8 missiles from Pakistan directed.
They're targeting civilians?
At Satwari,
well, that's what terrorists do.
and Arnia, all intercepted and blocked by air defense units. And these images are eerily similar.
Pakistan's attacking civilian spaces.
To the Hamas-style attacks on Israel. These are pictures from Aknoor, which also has a military base. Multiple cheap rockets have been used by Pakistan. The army operating and behaving like the Hamas terrorist organization. We'll bring you a report later on the show on how they've copy-pasted the Hamas playbook.
This isn't gonna, oh God.
You remember that last month the ISI and Hamas met in Pakistan.
Oh no, are they gonna start supporting these guys too?
A lot of similarities in how they operate since.
Oh no. Oh no, God, no, not again. Free Pakistan, yeah, get ready. Let's say squat up. Yeah,
During
holy
conflicts,
shit.
there's a lot of focus on social media. Sometimes governments tighten their grip. They may even curb internet access. In Pakistan, it's the opposite, though. For months now, Twitter or X had been shadow banned in Pakistan.
Wait, really?
Most users used a VPN to log on to X. But yesterday, they noticed a difference. X was accessible in Pakistan even without a VPN.
So you could just...
You know why? Because Pakistan wants to amplify its fake news. Yesterday, we debunked some of it, and we've decided to keep it going. Let me show you the first piece of Pakistani fake news. This picture claims to show a destroyed S-400 defense system. In reality, this is a picture from 2023. It shows an explosion in Moscow. Next, we have a video. This one supposedly shows slain Indian soldiers. Again, totally false. This video dates back to 2011 and it doesn't show slain Indian soldiers. It shows eliminated terrorists. I'll pull out another example for you. This picture is supposed to show a downed Indian drone.
Yeah.
Apparently somewhere in Gujranwala.
Yeah, that's...
Again, completely wrong, false. This is actually from the Russia-Ukraine war. The picture dates back to 2022.
Oh, God.
Another video claims to show an attack on the Amritsar airbase. You can see a massive fire in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
But let me tell you, this is not Amritsar, nor is it an airstrike. This is actually the image of a wildfire in Chile. The same video was shared last year as well. Back then, it was supposedly showing
So they got
Iranian
Pakistan out there writing fan fiction?
So there's a clear pattern here. The same pictures, the same strategy, the same objective. The only difference is the theater. And we've got more examples for you. A video that shows soldiers waving a white flag. Pakistani accounts say these are Indian soldiers waving white flags.
The Indians are surrendering.
Flag of surrender.
Yeah. Why would the Indians surrender?
In fact, it's the opposite. This video is from 2019. It shows Pakistani soldiers waving the white flag. Why? To recover bodies of their slain soldiers. I'll show you two more videos, both posted by the same account on X.
Bro, this
woman
is a legend.
The first one appears to show the aftermath of an attack.
Oh
you can
my
see
God.
fires raging in between. You can also see some soldiers on the
She's
ground. The
cooking
caption
them?
says, "Scenes of India's destruction."
This is crazy.
Except Indian soldiers don't use this uniform
Scenes
anymore.
of Indians' destruction.
It is either old or it's fake. And here's the final video.
Oh.
It claims to show an Indian drone being shot down over Lahore. We searched this image on social media. It is at least 8 days old. And it doesn't show Indian drones or Lahore. This attack happened in Ukraine. These are just some of the examples on social media. Right now, it's a flood of misinformation. Some videos may be posted out of ignorance. Others may have a nefarious agenda. Whatever the reason, it is extremely dangerous.
They unblocked
Such videos
X,
can spread panic. They can demoralize
they absolutely
the armed forces,
are trying to
and they can
spread
also trigger
misinformation.
miscalculations.
Of
so how
course
do we
they
stop
are.
This? There are three things that we can do as a country, that we must do. First of all, as
This is
users,
crazy.
we have a responsibility. Do not believe everything you see online. Only rely on trusted sources. And if you're unsure, either fact check it or ignore it. Most importantly, do not forward it. Secondly, the government needs to vigorously fact check. The Press Information Bureau is doing a fairly good job. If need be, they should rope in more fact checkers, basically pump more resources into it, at least on a temporary basis.
Yeah.
This needs to be challenged.
Video from
And
Indonesia.
finally, the government's communication is quite important. You see, misinformation spreads when there is a vacuum, when the government is silent.
That's true.
It seems that the government is aware of this. Overnight, social media was abuzz with hundreds of reports and videos. They claimed to show deadly attacks on Indian and Pakistani cities. So today, the government released a statement. Afterwards, they also briefed the media. Unlike yesterday, the Foreign Secretary also took questions today. Again, this is very important because only official information can keep misinformation at bay.
Yeah.
It's a delicate time for media houses too. We know the audience is eager for news and videos. But we can't just give you anything. On First Post, all our reports and images are verified. We source them from trusted news agencies and government departments. And for social media clips, we double check with our sources.
Even the Taliban are telling them to calm down?
Can betray you. And that's what happened yesterday.
What?
You may remember this video clip of a missile attack. It was widely played across news channels everywhere. And we got this clip from a reputed foreign news agency.
Guys,
but later, the same agency retracted it. In fact, multiple agencies offered this video and then retracted it later. They claimed that the source of the video was suspect. We have since tried to remove that content from our videos, but it shows you what the challenge is.
Oh, we saw that yesterday.
Everyone must be vigilant. If you're not an expert, even more so.
That's me.
Here at First Post, we will always try to do that. We won't just get you the news. We will get you the accurate news.
Holy shit.